Oops-a-daisy. Alright. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we're professionals here.
I never said anything about professional.
It's been 9 minutes.
I realize this now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 20-sided Archives, Chronicles of Umaria, Chapter 1, Shadow Falls. My name is Eli. I am your acting dungeon master / archivist for this lovely campaign. As always, I am joined by Seven Winterfell, Jesus Christ, played
Howdy.
by Jared.
Well, there's been some interesting behind-the-scenes action going on. Seven Havard?
Yeah, I was adopted by your dragon dad.
That's my
Chisel.
name.
That's Chisel.
Oh.
Speaking
That's
of,
Chisel
She needs to get
Havard.
married.
speaking of, Chisel Havard, played by Ryan,
Allowing.
and Redwood of Elka played by Casey.
Woo!
It's a bit of a mess today.
It's always a mess. This is just the day.
It's a day that ends in Y.
As in, why me?
Yeah, last where we had left off, the group had finally encountered for the first time Helen's wizarding master turned out to be a fae known as Tori Perdash. Tori Perdash was a very interesting woman to meet for the first time. And unfortunately for our party, is not exactly very helpful and forthcoming in her assistance. Due to her own personal grudge with the gods. And instead decided to inform them of a special place along the coastline of Hastiel, where they are currently traveling as night begins to fall. Cold ocean water laps upon the white sand shores here within the Fastial borders. Fastial is a rather large village. Maybe probably one of the first early concepts of a budding coastal town within Umaria's future. But right now, the homes made out of stone and clay and mud mixtures and firelights that can be seen from the cracks of the skins and fabrics that act as window covers to keep out Umaria's current frigid winters within this side of the world. The wind is biting, almost like daggers slicing at your cheeks as you move, your feet sinking into a mixture of dry and wet sand.
Trying to ignore the harsh conditions and this annoying winter clothes. Devin kind of looks to Redwood and just like, "Oi lads, I've been thinking."
Oh no, that's dangerous.
Well, no, I think I like this. Redwood, you're always on about have a plan for this, have a plan for that. So, what if we have plans for when we have to fight some beasties to team up? Like, use our skills in combination.
Oh,
Like, I don't
you
know.
mean we shouldn't all scatter like a bunch of chipmunks when danger approaches?
I thought
Hey!
What a genius idea.
I thought that was the plan anyways.
I'm pretty sure that was the basic idea there, Seven. But good job for using your brain for
Hey,
once.
no. What I specifically mean, like, I've seen you conjure an orb of fire. So, you conjure that orb of fire, and I shoot an arrow through it, adding some fire to it, into a beastie.
I'm not sure
Or,
that's how that
like,
works.
I can do my wolf form, and I can hook Chisel at something, and he hits it with his hammer. Use the combined force of his own muscles, plus the strength I did to throw him.
If you shoot a magic ball of fire, it might explode in my hands, and if you throw Chisel, Chisel will be taking an impact from whatever the fuck he hits.
Not if he hits it first with his hammer.
There's still
That's
the
I
Still
see
going to
you.
shatter his wrists.
there is also
Not
still the
necessarily.
there's also still the velocity that he has to worry about, and what happens if he doesn't land right. There's also
Velocity.
I'm also heavier than both of you combined.
He's
Chisel
a dense
is-
little fucker.
that. Chisel is indeed just pure muscle for a gnome, which is honestly he's
You
built
know
like a
what?
square.
Devin, I do appreciate your planning. Maybe let's workshop some of this together.
That's what we're doing right now.
Okay. So I don't know many spells that would, well, allow you to shoot better or anything, or deal more damage. But I do figure it's a good idea for us all to be together. Yes, it makes us a target as one group, but if we're all targeted together, we have more defense outward as well.
Then Kashale speaks up from ahead of the pack, using his lantern to emit a soft glow that helps light up the darkening space as the sun now reaches that point in its setting where everything has a sort of film of cold blue over it. As he goes, "You guys haven't been doing that this entire time? What have you been doing for the past 6 months?"
Dying.
I know if you were dying, we wouldn't be here now. We've just been fighting.
No, I'm fairly sure I died.
But you're still walking around, ain't you?
So's the dragon.
Aye. So you're good.
I think this is the place. Finally, you guys come to a stop as the land cliffside that you guys have been following the wall of veers and hooks into a J-leg shape in front of you. The stone, tall, imposing, but smooth due to years of sea storms and lapping waves and high tides. There is bits of small oceanic vegetation clinging to these rocks, plus a combination of moss and waterlogged vines. The sand here is particularly wet, meaning that this part of the beach here in specific often experiences a high tide of some sort. You smell waterlogged stone as you step into this cave mouth. It's almost easy to miss as you all walk past and see that there are various constellations carved with thin lines and small circles in the stone around this archway. Brian, are you okay?
Thomas just showed up,
Oh.
Oh.
and he texted me, "I see you," and I didn't see him at the door.
Sibling shenanigans.
Is he crawling on the floor right now? Is that what's happening? So he's not on camera?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, Thomas is Brian's brother. That's so funny. Cave inside is dark. But Venkashale's light from his lantern creates a small orb that flits out and floats above all of you, providing two sources of light to fill up the darkness of this space. The walls are somewhat smoothed due to, once again, the water and storms that pass through these lands in specific. But it's very clear that this place was hand-carved.
Problem. Do either of you know when high tide is?
Hey, what?
Mostly later in the evening.
Venkashale looks around. If anyone who would like to check to see how long until high tide passes or comes around, go ahead and roll me a survival or a nature check. Holy
Hell.
shit, guys. There goes your
I
luck.
rolled a
The
15.
ranger and the druid can do survival checks.
But
Well, I
Oh,
did
that's
it
fun.
nature.
fair enough. You all can kind of surmise that you've got a good few hours until high tide rolls in. However, there is a storm on the horizon that's approaching.
And since I got a nat 20, can I tell, like, if high tide were to arise, will we just be completely flooded out, or would it just be kind of cut off from the rest of the beach?
I think you can surmise that you haven't obviously fully stepped inside this place, so you're not exactly sure what the inner working machinations of the structure are, but you can tell for a fact that if you were to stay in this entryway, you would be flooded out.
Okay. Right, so I suggest we either do this quick, or wait until the tide will lower again, unless y'all want to swim.
I still can't swim.
Aye.
Ben Kashale also takes a look and goes, "We have a couple of hours until the storm hits. I would surmise that we maybe have a total of 5 hours before we risk being flooded."
Aye. And we need, like, brainy stuff for this, right?
I say we take a quick look inside. If it seems to be larger than previously expected, we'll come back when tide is much lower and not ready to rise. 5 hours is a good window, but if it is old remnants or ruin or some sort of fucked up cave system, we shouldn't be caught down there.
Right, sounds like brainy shit. As Devin takes out the brain mutagen and just downs it.
Alright, so you take a
I
mutagen.
have a theoretical question.
Yes.
What if someone else took the mutagen instead of Thevin? Would it work?
It's made
They
specifically.
would get immediately sick.
Yeah, I think it's just something that is specific towards Thevin, so I don't think.
It is specifically made for Devin's DNA.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious to see what would happen if someone else did it.
Thevin's digestive system and body has processed this multiple times already. It knows what to expect. It would be like putting a rock in your stomach for anyone else who tried to have it.
But also, actually think about it, it's curated for Devin's DNA. DNA that's been tainted by both fate bullshittery and the blight.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Actually, we might have longer than we thought. I can cut off the tide.
Hey, that's it.
That
Ow.
wall trick I created in the catacombs, I could cover up the entrance to the cave if things get dicey. Or
Hey,
at least
but-
the area we're in.
Hey, but how long would that last? Plus,
If I hold the spell for 10 minutes and nothing is actively destroying the wall, it becomes permanent.
then that just all hinges on how powerful is the storm, if it's going to be bashing against it with the harsh waves, and also if we have any unwanted visitors.
I think
I would say that's more of a last resort in case if we get like
Hey,
close to drowning.
It's 6 inches thick. It shouldn't be like easily punched through.
did that one beastie in the temple break through it?
No, that one fell because he lost concentration.
Yes. I was attacked by a hand.
Well,
Unless we're
hopefully-
finding more hands down here.
Or
And one of
spite.
you two fucks can't catch it before it stops me from casting a wall. That should be fine. It's 6 inches thick.
Unless the person responsible for the attack is in here, we shouldn't find any hands. But we could find spiders, some goblins, maybe some wolves.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure that she said that this place was pretty much abandoned.
Aye, by people.
Alright. Emergency plan. If it takes more than 5 hours, I'm setting up a wall. Chisel, you are on distraction duty. Whether that is hands, whether that is crabs, whether that is arrows, whether that is the vines coming out of the walls to try and rip your clothes off. Just keep stuff away from me while I am casting.
Wait, you want me to be naked?
Naked is better than dead.
I think Venkashale just kind of like looks to all of you and does like a nose pinch that's like, how did they survive up to this point?
Sheer dumb luck, I think.
Alright, we have our game plan. This place should be abandoned. Probably isn't. Let's go.
You all...
I will lead the way, because I am physically strong.
You're physically stronger, but unfortunately you are also smaller. There's a lot of attacks that could just go over your head.
Did you mean racist booby traps?
Which is why Thevin is second.
You all go further in. I think Venkashale is next to you, Thevin, because he is kind of controlling these two lights. So by having himself in the center, he's kind of creating decent, like a decent spotlight for both. And then I'm assuming Redwood and Shrub are in the back. Shrub is also kind of emitting her own light because, you know, she's funky. She does her own thing. Let me just quickly write down this order.
I'm also not
Oh,
that...
we might actually be hitting racist booby traps.
I'm also not that shorter than everyone else. I'm 5 foot even now.
Yeah.
I
sure.
grew an entire foot, so I'm at
Oh.
their shoulder level.
Oh yeah.
Giant!
Forgot
Doesn't
about
help with
that.
like those booby traps on the stairs where a fucking knife comes through your head.
Perfectly elevated for an elf.
I don't know, but
Imagine someone set up, say, 2-pronged trap, one at the height of like a loxodon, one at the height of like a gnome that moves in a single bump.
Then you just have a
the poor
normal size-
Loxodon!
Oh yeah.
It's hitting both heads!
Oh no.
Oh.
You're welcome, Eli.
I can't, not while I'm writing shit down, man. Come
It's been
on.
15 minutes and we've already made so many jokes.
Oh my
Good.
god.
Those are rookie numbers. We gotta bump those numbers up.
Alright. You all move through this cave. Chisel taking the lead. Ven and Thevin standing side by side. Redwood and Shrub in the back. This, I would like to also say that this hallway is pretty decently wide. I would say that you guys have about maybe 10 feet from wall to wall. So, you're all moving through this space.
How tall?
Taller than all of you. I'm not going to
tall
give
enough
you...
for me to be to be huge?
No.
Okay.
You all collectively moving as a unit. The smell of wet stone and seawater is a true punch to the face in this place. Almost to an unpleasant degree. As you move, you hear the scuttling of crabs and of maybe insects. Hard to tell within this darkness. What is everyone's dark vision radius?
I
I
believe
want to
60
say
feet.
traditional 60.
Yeah.
I'm not a halfling, I'm a gnome. Yeah, 60 for me.
Okay.
I didn't know if rock gnomes gave you a better dark vision. No, those are deep gnomes.
Zodiac gnomes. Gotcha. You all move through this space. The light gives a Yeah, you guys got 60 feet. The light has a radius of about 10, 15 feet.
Wait, then. You can see it in the dark, eh?
He points to his elf ears.
Aye. So can me and Redwood and Chisel.
Why
You
do we
can-
have the torch?
You can see in the dark, but it's nice to have the light. Especially if we don't know what's in here.
Aye, but also, if we don't know what's in here, having the light is like a beacon saying, "Oi, we're over here!"
Don't say that loud.
Hey, we're over here. We're over here.
And if
we're
we
over
need the
here, we're
light,
over
you
here.
can just... And if we ever do need the light to investigate something closer, you can just snap your fingers. Or shrub can ignite.
Venkashale snaps his fingers, turns the light off. Do any of you have the ability to see in magical darkness?
Then why'd you ask if we had dark vision?
Red herring.
No. No, we do not.
Good to know.
I do!
Wait, what?
5 feet! I
5?
can see everything in 5 feet!
But that is only 5 feet.
It's still better than 0.
We can see just fine. Turn out the light. Phoop. Oh.
Oi, oh, this is... bitch darkness.
Bitch darkness.
Aye.
I think you mean pitch.
No, I meant bitch.
I think he meant bitch.
Of course he did.
Venkashale turns the 2 orbs of light back on and goes, "You were saying?"
Did you know
No.
that?
No, there's something wrong here.
May I remind you, we are in the supposed place of study of a fae.
But if it's magical darkness, why is it being dispelled by a light spell? Unless you're using something incredibly strong.
Venkashale doesn't answer.
Oh, wait, no. Answer the question.
It is a magical artifact. A gift from my patron god.
Then mention that.
Hey. I mean, what is the point of keeping that kind of information secret? Especially
It's not like
since...
it's not like we're going to take it or anything. It probably wouldn't even work for us.
Aye. We have worked with tons of people. We haven't stolen from anybody.
Except for food.
What? When have we stolen food?
That food was gifted to us, Chisel.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
felt like stealing.
It really did.
They offered. We accepted. Simple as.
You all continue to move. The walls slowly melt from perfectly smooth, rounded ceiling to carved. As in, there are depictions along the walls. And the chamber then opens up into a circular, domed space. Up above, in the very center, is a hole covered by what looks to be something made of smooth crystal. Metal tarnished from years of weather abuse and from lack of care due to the height of this dome. Encases it, keeping it still and wedged within this rock. Moss, high upon the ceiling, creaks through cracks along with the roots of plants and other vinery from the land further in from this beach. It is here that you see stories written and carved in the stone in a way that clearly shows that it was not done by hand, but by magic. The lines too smooth, not jagged enough for the handwork. You see tales and legends from a land that is not yours. Ven Kashale and looks around and sees all of this, immediately gets enraptured by all of it. And you see the story of the gods, the Fae, a war, bloodshed, the treatise, everything that happened between the first revision and the present. A story unfolded before your very eyes in front of you.
So, do these stories and tales, are they just basically a massive history lesson, or are we finding anything that could be a clue to what we're looking for here?
It is at face value, just looking at it straight on as soon as you enter. It appears to be just a string of stories and the like. Putting the pieces together in a way that makes sense is almost impossible. You see stories begin, but then stop, and then you see the ending of certain ones, but there's no beginning, and then you see the middle of some, but then you don't see the end or the beginning. It's almost like it's purposely scattered among the walls.
Okay. So, first off, if we were to do like an investigation insight check, could we piece these together? Is that a possibility?
Roll me investigation.
Okie dokie.
I would like to give. Okay, never mind.
Oh, sorry, you're trying to give someone advantage.
I was trying to give Casey advantage, but now I can't because he already rolled before I could say it, and he
I
got
can
a nat
re-roll
20.
it.
Well, you were in the middle saying it, so DM?
I will say that since you were saying it as he was rolling it, I will count it.
Okay.
So that's a 22 and a 16. 7. You yourself are a little bit too wrapped up in trying to figure out the purpose of this and like trying to be like, why is none of this making sense? Roll me a perception check really quickly.
Okay.
Just Tevin or everyone?
Just that. 7, you see along the floor some interesting indents into it. You take a step, and as you take the step, the stair, like the stone beneath you suddenly, what was clearly carved in such a way that even the water and time didn't erode its edges to give it away, falls further into the floor under your weight. The room shifts and spins. The lights, the ceiling, the room isn't just a dome, it's a sphere. And the stone, loudly, with dust falling from the crevices, begins to rotate. And suddenly, you're upside down. You're all upside down. Your hair falling to what should be the ground.
This is a puzzle.
Just.
Casey, Redwood, for your 22 investigation. Before this has happened, you are taking a very good hard look at all of this. You see that there are clear cuts in certain curvatures of lines, that kind of flowing of wave-like patterns to show the connection of one story part to another. You see, due to your 22, which is an amazing natural 20, You see very thin seams of stone moving, like, as if they were, like, blocked out of the, like, in, like, for something to, like, maybe be moved or shifted in some way. And then, just as you're about to take a closer look at one and see if you could, like, push it or twist it or something like that, you are suddenly flipped upside down.
All right, this is a different kind of puzzle. Oh, fantastic. All right, do we have any control over this, or is it just right side up and upside down?
I press the button again.
Just
You press the button again, and you rotate once more, but this time you end up on... You're still defying gravity here, but this time
we are sideways.
you are, like, yeah, you are on, like, the right side of the wall.
All right, you did the exact same thing?
I
Okay.
Could I roll a Constitution check? Because I'm pretty sure we'd be getting motion sickness. by
Yeah,
this.
everyone roll me Constitution to see if you get motion sick. Ben Kashale roll 112. His con is a 4.
I'm sad. I have a +7 and I got a 13.
the people with a +1 and +0 beat you to it.
And Shrub got a nat 20.
Because Shrub
What
always
is
gets nat
my
20s.
Ben Kashale isn't looking so good either.
This-
Like, the room jostles, and those of you who got, oh god, those of you who got below a 15, you're just like, what? Oh god. Ben
I was
Kash-
fine riding a dragon. But I'm not fine with this.
This is different. This is... Oh...
Pod is
Venkasha-
not connected to the ground due to their floating, and so when the floor rotates, Shrub is perfectly gyroscopically placed.
Shrub is like, she, like, is standing in a way that makes it look like her feet are still flat on the floor. So it's like...
But her feet are facing gravitational down.
Yeah, so she's, like, standing there like, where did everybody go? Oh!
Shrub is not rendering textures.
She, like, looks up, and she's like, I don't think that's supposed to happen.
I press it again.
You press,
No.
you press the button again, and this time, instead of, like, going back to the floor level like you were hoping, what ends up happening is you hit the top once more, and then you hit the left. And then you spin behind you guys. So
Yeah,
basically it's like, it's all
Evan?
over the place.
I
And
I'm
Kashale,
trying to think and figure out a puzzle, and I can't have people puking and the world spinning.
you literally
Just
hear behind
chiseled.
you Ven Kashale actively throwing up.
That
sorry, and I thought we were going to get back to right side up.
just focus on this is a puzzle. It's obviously some sort of test that will open a door, and there's probably 6 orientations before we hit right side up.
Right. So wait, if this is all a puzzle, shouldn't we start over from the beginning?
No.
Don't
You
you
know-
have a levitate spell that could stop yourself from moving like this?
Cure wounds is not the same with its nausea. It doesn't work like that, buddy.
No, that's lesser restoration. I was talking about levitate, so he could still be right side up, no matter what orientation.
Isn't levitate concentration?
Yes.
it is.
Mhm.
Okay.
But he wouldn't be.
I would love to do that, but holding a concentration spell and then trying to concentrate on a puzzle is very difficult.
So while Redwood's focusing on the puzzle in our current orientation, I'm gonna see if I can find another button that is pretty much exactly the same, but as the one I've been pressing. But, you know, hopefully it puts us in a different direction.
Okay.
Chisel's physically on all fours trying to reach out, please.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm gonna pull out the oak leaf from the gods. Chisel, hold on to this.
What?
What does the okay?
This has lay on hands points, which can be used to cure poisoned or diseased conditions.
The problem is, this isn't disease or poison.
This is motion
Well-
sickness. It's a small, very small comfort. It doesn't do
It's
anything, but it's the thought that counts.
Just I'm gonna hold on to the leaf before physically pulling down my headband so I don't have to watch everything spin.
You just sit there on the floor, keep your eyes covered, and you focus on this leaf, okay?
By the way, I don't have motion sickness, so I don't know what it actually
Motion
feels
sickness fucking sucks, dude. Oh my god. As someone who has it, it is awful.
Thankfully,
But
thankfully,
once
my
you throw up,
family never had motion sickness, so just
once you throw
I
up
don't
once,
know
though, it kind of goes away. Because then all the contents are gone, and you're just like, okay,
we're dry heaving now.
we're done. We're good.
Is
Cool.
everybody chill? Can we stop pushing the button until I tell you to?
Chisel
Speaking of,
accidentally pushes down his hand and pushes a button.
speaking
Oh,
of,
no.
Evan, roll me that investigation check.
What?
19.
I'm looking for more buttons. I'm not gonna press the buttons, but I'm looking for them.
You do find another button. This one is circular in shape. It's actually like, it's a little obvious, kind of, even though it's in the very center of this space in front of you. The other one was hidden purposely. This one is meant to be obvious, as it kind of looks a bit like a small two-step pedestal, if that makes sense. And it's very clear that by stepping on it, something is meant to happen. Like, you're meant to put pressure on it.
Oi, Redwood, when you're done.
Sorry, there's a lizard this big in my hallway on the ceiling.
Like,
Lizard.
It's a gecko. I know we
Oh.
have. I know we had a. It went that way.
It's gone. You weren't never
It,
seen it.
it went
Anyway.
around the corner.
Anyways,
then he goes up. Oi, Redwood, when you're done, I found another button.
Okay. Okay, let's find out what this one does.
Oh, are you ready? Should I press it?
Chisel, you have your eyes closed? Chisel,
Brian took his headphones off. I will say, for the sake of Brian's
hit the button.
yeah,
It's on the button.
you step on it. Nothing happens.
Well,
Not in the way that you press it and it indents and nothing happens. It's more like it clearly needs more weight to it in order for it to actually go down.
Evan goes over, picks up chisel, plops chisel on it.
Actually, I don't believe the chisel is heavier.
he's the densest one here.
He's not doesn't mean anything.
Holding chisel, I then stand on it.
You stand on it while holding a nauseated chisel. And
Nauseated, blindfolded chisel.
nauseated, blindfolded chisel. I think, do you point him towards you or away from you just in case?
Away.
Okay, good.
Kind of holding him like a grumpy cat. You would hold a grumpy cat with her arms out.
Yeah, so you hold chisel facing away from you, just in case, and stand on the platform, and it indents. And when you do that, pieces of the room break away. It's still very much a dome, obviously, but now you actually watch as the shapes of the dome move. And you actually, instead of solid floor, you are now on like a floating circular platform as the floor itself shifts and moves. You see on the underside of these pieces that shift and move from the floor that had been lifted and raised magically, other carvings, more of the story that were
Alright.
missing beforehand. And then the pieces of artwork, carved stone, storytelling, shift away from the wall, and you fully can see the massive sphere that makes up this chamber.
Alright, I think we might if this is a puzzle we're meant to put together the story, if it's not a puzzle, I'm just incredibly confused.
Ven
Is there
Kashale,
anything I can do?
You are currently being held by Bevan to hold a button down. Because it requires 2 people.
Good to know.
You were away when we mentioned this.
Ven Kashale. Let me see here. Is
I like roll Constitution to get rid of my motion sickness to try to help.
You're blindfolded, not touching the floor. You're okay.
Oh, wait, one thing we can try to do is... does it feel like if I step off the button, it's gonna reset?
We've not tried that yet.
So Ven Kashale looks around at the space and goes, "Hold on." He's still
Oh,
pale.
good. Somebody has an idea.
He's still pale, a little nauseous, but he's got his bearings this time. As he looks around and goes, "Do any of these Redwood images look familiar to you at all? Roll me a religion check."
I do not have the proficiency in the religion.
But you got a
need
nat
it.
20,
Does
so it
not
doesn't
matter.
matter.
You
That's 3 nat 20s in a row.
look
One of them was Shrub.
You look around, and Ven Kashali's right. There is something familiar here. You see depictions of the gods. You see the princess Orissa Blackthorn. You see Peardash. You see dragons. Of course, all these images are separated from one another, but you still see them. Frostbringer, Ithis, and so much more. All written out for you here in this stone sphere. Floating magically, and none of them are connected properly as they should be, but they're there. Fragments of a story.
Okay.
Gods are the problem. We should kill the gods.
This is... Alright, let's see how this works. I'm going to use a detect magic to see if I can see any sort of mechanism or outlines of shapes that can be moved.
Roll me... Yeah, go ahead and roll. You are looking for something in specific with your detect magic, so I will make you roll me an investigation with advantage.
19.
So, you look here around in this space. Your eyes alight with the arcane as you reach out to see. There are lines, crisscrossed patterns, pathways of where things can move. The button, you can tell, keeps everything active. Take it off, everything shuts down and you reset.
Alright, you two don't move off the button.
You see
I'm on a button.
I'm holding you,
Okay.
and we're all on a button.
Shrub
Okay.
is actually very much in the... Because Shrub didn't follow your guys' orientation earlier, and is now registering that she's not on solid ground, kind of floats up to your level and kind of floats beside you, Redwood, and goes, "So, what are we looking at here?"
It's a puzzle with pieces of history. We need to move the pieces in order to make a solid tale. And I have a feeling that this tale is going to be helpful information to us.
How exactly are we supposed to move them, though? I don't see any more buttons.
Go over to one of the panels to see if by touching it or interacting with it, it shifts. I'll take a look and see if there are any other mechanisms to slide sections.
Okay.
Then Kashali,
Huh?
watch and make sure and check if anything moves.
Okay. He like shakes his head to like clear his vision after throwing up from earlier. Shrub goes over to one of these stone panels. I will say, just because it is floating due to magic does not remove it of its heft. I will need Shrub to roll me a strength check to see if she can successfully push one of these stone panels. What the hell?
Shrub, don't miss.
Yeah.
Shrub
This is puzzle. I'm the brain guy. This is my area.
Shrub is not only a floating fox spirit that transforms between flesh and spirit, but also really fucking strong.
Rob does not skip leg day.
Shrub doesn't skip leg day. What's that? There's like a video of a really muscular cat that looks like it's just got beefed up shoulders.
That's a fox. It is a fox.
Question.
What's up?
And this may have been already decided, but was nausea counted as poison or
No.
no? Okay. I forgot I have the hill rune now, which means I am resistant to poison and gain advantage against saves with poison.
Yeah, this isn't.
So if it-
This is just you getting thrown around too much and you getting sick. It's not. You're also being held, so it's not exactly like you can do much of anything at the moment.
No, but I could take off my headband and activate the cloud rune.
I mean, if you want to, you can see that the sphere space is like massive. So if you wanted to, you could make yourself larger. My question to you is specifically, how big is your large form?
It just says huge.
Not even large, just huge.
It's huge.
Ooh.
Giant's might. If I am smaller than large, become large, along with anything you are wearing. If you lack the room to become large, your size doesn't change. So, if I activate Giant's might, I become large.
Okay.
Large is 10 foot.
And I would weigh large.
Whatever
I
the
would
weight
weigh
of
how... Whatever the weight is of a large gnome, I don't know.
So my question to you is, do you activate your cloud rune?
No, but it is a difference between Giant's might.
Maximum height for large is 16 foot and 4,000 pounds.
Jesus.
I'm big!
I wouldn't say that you
I
are
wouldn't say
that big
60
and heavy.
feet, no.
But like
I would say about 10 feet. But,
okay.
yeah, Giant's might and my runes are two different things.
Okay, so are you going to activate your giant smite?
No, because that would crush Thevin.
I
You
mean,
could-
as you're growing, Devin would drop you. Like, oh okay.
I think Seven would have enough common sense to let you go. He did
Aye.
take an intelligence mutagen, so
But could he react within 6 seconds? It is a bonus action.
if he makes a successful dexterity saving throw, the worst that you could do is just like be standing on him.
Push him.
No, I'm not gonna activate Giant's Might.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know what to do here.
This is definitely something that is not within your expertise, unfortunately.
No, I built this character to be melee and fight.
You, Redwood, you see Shrub move throughout the space using her floating ability. I think she also kind of like bamps herself. Like I think she lights herself up. Because it's dark in here still. And she pushes. I don't think it's necessarily like her push, like putting two paws up and actually like physically pushing. I think she like slams herself into it. But since she's in spirit form, it doesn't hurt her. So you like watch as like this small little fox-shaped singed print appears on the stone slab where she slams into it, and it does shift. How long? Okay, so this is 10 minutes. You watch as she slams into like the carving side of one of the wall carvings that you had encountered when you first came into the chamber. She slams into it, and you see that there are several lines. 4 in total. Of a path that intercross, kind of like a snowflake's center. She slams into it, and she pushes it backwards.
Alright, so we're dealing with tiles. Interesting. Shub is fantastic at this, but I think we do need more strength.
Hey.
Huh?
Wait, Shiva, can't you grow?
Chisel?
Do you grow, Chisel?
Yes.
Okay, so you grow bigger.
We just need some way to move around the tiles. They're really large.
You turn around and you just
Hi.
Big.
Just hi.
Chisel?
You didn't know you could do that?
No!
Oh.
Aye,
You
he
did
grew.
it?
I
You were
mean-
focusing on the puzzle, and Chisel just grew in my hand. Like, oh my gosh.
I mean, he tells me everything. He doesn't really shut up sometimes.
Well, neither do you.
I
but
tell
that's
my
rude.
best friend everything. Thank you very much.
It's sad that your best friend is a fox.
A talking fox that has sass. I don't want to hear
You're
it
a
from
magical spirit connected to a god. That's not sad.
Fair enough.
Hey,
What?
what's sad is you had a stick dog as a best friend.
Alright, we're off topic. Chisel. You're going to help me move the tiles so we can get everything into a proper place. I am working on figuring out the puzzle. I don't think it should take me too long since I know bits about the mythology. And, well, while I'm a druid, religion is kind of my thing in this group. Then, why aren't you helping with this?
Aye.
Look. I can see parts of the religious history, but there are certain things in here that I don't recognize.
Alright.
Hey,
But you're still a religious mind, and while we don't know the exact stories up here, we can put together some of the characters and chains of events. So you and I are going to work together to get things moving. Shrub was doing alright with moving stuff, so I'll work with Shrub here. Chisel, you help Venkashali. Going to get this done as fast as possible. Fevin, we doing alright over there?
I mean, wait. I don't have.
I
Since I don't have Chisel's.
I haven't moved.
Chisel hasn't moved. I will say, Chisel does not have the arm length or the reach to hit a good chunk of the stones here.
Right, so.
I think I
Chisel-
can trick the system if you'd like.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would you say my hammer is large? Since giant's might would transform everything into large size. If I set down my hammer on the button, could Thevin be released to help?
It is a big block of stone that had grown to fit your size, so I would say, yeah, you could do that.
Okay, I didn't know if I let it go, would it shrink back?
No, it wouldn't shrink. If it's part of your equipment, I would say that even if you've let it go, then it still like retains its size. I think
Good to know.
I think it's like magically connected to you in that sort of way.
It would make sense because it is Frostbringer's fury, or wrath, or whatever. Yeah, Frostbringer's fury.
Okay, so you place the button down, Seven, you step back as this massive block of stone and ice gets put by your feet, giving you free rein to move about.
Right, now I'll go do this section over here.
And I take
Ow.
out the poisoned scimitar that I have. Not
Alright.
poison, necrotic scimitar. Just
Alright, everyone find a story, focus on that specifically, and we'll move things as needed.
Hey, before we start, I would like to take either a nature investigation check of the area and just see like how damp and wet everything is.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me investigation here. You're trying to determine. Jesus Christ, guys.
Moist.
The floor is like when you were walking in here, you were worried at first that you would slip and slide along the stone flooring. The only saving grace was the fact that it's not perfectly smooth, so you still had traction and grip. It is wet. Capital WTM.
Just feeling the wetness between his fingers, he puts his two down there on the floor. It's like, alright, let's try and make this quick. We still have high tide to worry about.
WTM?
WET trademark.
Capital
Okay.
W, TM for trademark.
Okay.
I can't. Why is that?
I don't
I have-
think you can trademark the term wet.
I've never seen Brian look more confused in his life.
I was trying to figure out the acronym.
Anyways.
It is capital W wet TM.
I thought you were trying to spell wet with some
Wet
weird spelling.
Okay.
Everyone, go ahead. Since you are all working collectively, I'm going to need 2 kinds of rolls from each of you. 1, going to need a basic intelligence roll. 2, after that, I will need a investigation.
Strength?
Investigation. So roll me those 2 first.
No, that's intimidation. Oh, that's
that-
Arcana.
Got rid of that nat 1 with that test roll. Apparently not.
Okay, so you said investigation
And intelligence.
and then intelligence.
Ow.
Chisel's closer to the pictures.
No,
Then-
bigger brain, better, smarter.
What? I'm not
Bigger
sure.
brain, better, smarter.
I'm sure that applies here. I'm gonna go ahead. Venkashale is also going to roll investigation and intelligence. Venkashale has a. Why is this an
-1.
8? His
How
intelligence.
does
I mean,
he-
like, I have a +8 to medicine.
No, I mean his
He has an
base
8.
8 for his intelligence. He has just
Did
been
you
rolling really well.
Min-max?
No!
Did you min-max as a
Use the
cleric?
automatic NPC sheet that Casey had sent me.
Sucks.
It's okay.
I didn't roll those numbers, you did.
didn't even roll them. These are automatic numbers given to me.
You click the generation, which is rolling them.
Anyways, this is gonna either suck or it's gonna be good.
Okay, so,
So that's a -1.
well, let's see here. He's got, for investigation, oh yeah, he does have a -1, so that's a 7.
And the
And-
intelligence?
14.
Oh. And what was the DC?
15.
Oh. Hey,
Then-
at least
Ven is intelligent enough to recognize the gods here and stuff like that. Like, his intelligence may not be that high, but he's clearly not stupid.
he is more religious than intelligent.
Yeah, he's more religious than studious.
Religion is an intelligence skill, guys.
Yes, but he has proficiency in religion instead of investigation. That's what I mean.
I don't have either.
So he recognizes He
Don't have either,
recognizes he recognizes depictions of the gods. He recognizes the difference between them and Fey folk depictions, and obviously he recognizes dragons. In terms of putting everything together, nausea, being not right side up, gravity, magic, he's not doing so hot. He is lost and confused. Second. Let me just check something here. Oh, wait. Hold on. He has enhanced ability. Oh, but it's too late. No, I'm not gonna do that.
You already
Yeah, I already
described
rolled it.
what he did.
rolled.
That seems like a waste.
Yeah, it would be a waste of a spell. Okay. So. 7.
Eli froze.
Oh, I did. What the fuck?
Hmm.
Hold on.
Yeah, we still hear you loud and clear.
I know.
It's just your camera froze.
I know my camera froze. I was hanging up to fix that. Okay. Here you go. Venkashale gives, like, he points out the gods, but that's the best that he can do. 7 with a 17 intelligence, but a natural 1 investigation. You were able to be like...
I thought the 21 was the investigation and then intelligence.
No, that was from earlier.
That was from before.
Never mind.
17 intelligence, natural
Not
1 investigation.
Okay.
A lot of this is just really big pictures. It's big pictures. You understand that it's clear that there's something going on here, but you're like, again, disoriented a little bit. Like, not to the point where you're nauseous or anything like that, but you're like, my center of gravity has changed. And it's weird, because ground not where its ground is supposed to be. But you can tell, like, okay, Fae, gods, dragons, story that needs to be put together. You start seeing pieces of things and start putting those together and connecting those dots. Redwood...
Kind of contemplating what would have if I take another intelligence fusion while I'm still under the effect of the first one.
Redwood, you are in a rather similar boat. You see these images. You actually are able to, with Venkashali's help, recognize some of these godly depictions, because even though there are depictions of each god that you are familiar with, those are the more common ones, and it seems like these ones are the ones that aren't necessarily depicted all that often. But in terms of putting it all together, you still have Detect Magic on, you are focusing on Shrub, Center of Gravity has changed, you're trying to wrangle a bunch of chuckle fucks at the moment. Keeping your eye on that and the puzzle is a difficult task. Chisel. 19 intelligence, 21 investigation. Go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and say, give me... Oh. I don't know if I want to make this history or religion. Go ahead and make this history for me, please.
I have proficiency in history. 17!
You look at all these depictions, and you're a gnome, right? Yes,
Yes.
you're a gnome.
Rock gnome.
Does Rock Gnome give you anything in terms of advantage in identifying things about stone, or is that only dwarf?
That's dwarf.
Damn it. I was hoping that you had it.
Racist.
No, I was...
You don't know your textbook classes?
That's a
No.
race. No,
Yes.
don't remember.
I don't do the English that well.
But I do have advantage on investigating artisan stuff, would that work since there is no artifice in this world?
It would, but that means you still get a 17. You wouldn't reroll. But
No, but it's
helpful.
It's Tinker, so I can either not have anything because it's making small little toys, basically, or I get advantage for later.
Right. So you look at this, and you can see, even due to you wouldn't be able to see this unless you were the size that you currently are. You look around, you see these depictions, and you notice which ones are older, which ones have been more eroded by the flooding of the high tides seawater versus those that haven't. And I think you start putting that together, and you start moving the pieces. Give me just a general strength check here.
It's not general. I have advantage on all strength checks currently.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check.
17.
You start shifting the stones. The ones that are a little too far out of your reach, you have shrub move. Slowly but surely, however, the pieces start to fit together. Redwood, you watch as Chisel moves about the platform and just starts moving things in certain directions and goes back when he realizes the direction that he was hoping for something to move doesn't.
It doesn't move that way, so I have to move it a different way.
I have to move it back. Damn it. Love those types of puzzles, but also hate them at the same time. Look around.
You just gotta get them right the first time.
Shut up. I play puzzle games with this guy all the fucking time. I don't want to hear it.
I smoke at your ass.
Shut up. You look around, Chisel, and this Redwood 7. The story comes together and completely encompasses from where the floor was up. The platform slowly shifts, twisting in a way that doesn't make you nauseous.
Oh, thank God, we don't need giant chisel throwing up.
And the platform stops, floating magically where it had once been before Seven stepped on that stone and shifted your entire perspective of this place. Completely around you in a way that forces you to spin to keep in with the details of the story around this massive dome of a room. Water from the outside fills in, but not in a way that is threatening. It's clearly filling in the floor below you. Then it fills in the cracks and in the carvings.
Chisel shrinks back down to normal size because it only lasts a minute.
Right.
That's a good puzzle time.
The water turns from water to crystal and begins to glow. The stone begins in a way that you can only describe it as dance, recreating the tale that you had put together. Thousands of years ago, long before the age of mortals, elf, gnome, human, and more. Before Umaria was even created, there was nothing but stars. Dimensions slowly began to form from nothingness. That of the elements, that of the void, that of a landscape that is consisting of nothing but burning plains and sulfur stone and heat. Of nature and magic, unbound and timeless and vibrant in ways that are dangerous but alluring. They advance quickly. They get more time. You see the depictions of metalworking, of clothing, proper clothing being sewn, not of animal skins, but of fabric and thread. You see advancements in medicine and crop harvesting.
Devin, give me one of those books.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you. Redwood, I am way ahead of you. As that spell book I made for Redwood, I am writing down everything in charcoal.
Good, great, yes.
You see a young Orissa Blackthorn. Young in that she doesn't even have her wings that you are familiar with yet. You see her sister, Hair Dash. Small nubs of horns growing on her forehead. The two of them work and grow and learn in harmony together. Hair Dash controlling the more daytime or nighttime aspect of the world. Blackthorn, the more daytime aspect. And then you see a third, their brother, who controls dusk and dawn. The three of them work together. For many years, they are left in peace, and eventually they all take their respective thrones of the night, the day, and the times in between. Their courts become strong, their alliances many, their magic plentiful. And then a rift from another place, another time, opens. And when it opens, figures come pouring in. A total of 15. All of them depicted as bright lights. No forms that could be described or given properly yet. As if they are made out of suns, thousands upon thousands. Their light so bright and imposing and powerful that it bleeds in to the land of the Fae. Fae are obviously confused and hostile, but they don't outright attack yet. Orissa, the more passive of the three of them, approaches the gods not only as a ruler but as an ambassador for her people. The gods take physical forms for the first time and decide then and there that they wanted to claim the vast space just outside of the Feywilds. Orissa tells them that she needs time to discuss with her siblings before any decision can be made. She goes to her brother and sister. Her brother and sister feel threatened. Hair Dash mainly because of the fact that they could potentially want more. And their brother is in agreement, but more in concern for the safety of their people. So Orissa, resigned, goes back to the gods and tells them the news. 2-1. The stars around them, the gods in their anger, shift them. The very stardust turning into beings of gray skin and white wings, glowing eyes of gold. Hair as white as the feathers of their wings. Weapons like swords and tridents, axes and hammers, armored and shielded. They grow by the number. Gods give them one last chance. Fae prepare their own armies, craft their own weapons, and they go to war. The war lasts for an indescribable amount of years. Clashes are had. And a final battle after many moon cycles. The world, the universe, and beyond, the many dimensions seem to hold their breath as the gods and the Fae clash in one final fight. 15 figures. 15 gods. 3 godlike powerful Fae. 2 of those who hold the throne walk away. 14 of the gods walk away. 1 depicted in chains and shunted out into the void and into the darkness beyond it. No light reaching. Brother buried. Wings lost. A sister scarred horrendously due to the aftermath. A kingdom shrunk. But neither side is a victor. Treaty is written and given to both sides of the war. The gods will have the ability to create their own world and their own dimension for whatever they wish and for whatever they see fit, so long as their people and their home is left untouched. They know how wild the magic of the Feylands is. So they are aware that rips between the worlds can happen. And happen they do. Peardash, as part of her end of the treaty, is forced to resign her throne to one of the gods. Orisa is the only one left to hold court over all aspects of the cycle within the Feywilds. A daunting task that she was not ready for at such a young age. In return for their sacrifices and for the loss of their brother, Orisa is given white wings, similar to those of the army men and the soldiers that the gods had commanded for so many years. Umaria is created. The first revision occurs. Their original creations purged from the land in gruesome natural disasters that left only a small family alive due to the interruption of giants from the Feywilds. Dragons, creatures of the stars, help construct the second world. gods use clay and mud and wood and stone to create those mortals that would walk their vast lands and explore their many oceans. One large dragon with 2 sets of reins, which are tattered at its ends, is locked and chained away within a massive volcano, hidden away within the center of a massive sea. Another joins the mortals to teach them of what he knows, and the rest return to their place among the stars. And that is where the tale ends.
This is interesting. What the fuck are we supposed to do with this?
Right, well, as I'm furiously scribbling down the last bit of notes, there's a dragon and a volcano in this ocean.
Yes.
These things that they made to travel the ocean.
I think one thing you should do first, Bloodroom, is apologize.
Hey, you talking to me?
No, he's talking to Redwood.
To Mrs. Pardash?
Yes. She has every right to not help the men of gods who stole everything from her.
While I understand her situation, it would not be right for me to take back the opinion I had. And yes, I'm unfortunate. I do not enjoy the circumstances that have befallen her, but it's disingenuous for me to apologize purely out of someone's circumstances.
You all...
Even though you didn't have the entire truth, and now you do.
You all stand there as the story ends and dissipates, confused on what to do. And then you...
Wait.
And then you hear the stone, the crystal made from the ocean waters begin to crack and shatter.
Fuck, of course.
Was that important?
I
But-
feel like that's the puzzle's way of letting us know we need to leave.
But
Hey, let's go.
as it cracks, I will need dexterity saving throws from everybody here. Shrub and Venkashali included. Holy shit!
Is there anything I can do as a
Shrub
reaction?
failed.
Everybody's dying!
Not one, 9!
Eli is covering their face and ducking underneath the desk.
No, I'm ducking under my desk because that's where my dice tray is. I don't have
Oh no!
a 5-foot-long desk, motherfuckers. I have my dinky 2-footer.
Yeah, but that looked like a shame thing. It's like, no.
No. Okay.
I can't do anything. I am going to use Indomitable for that. Which means I get to reroll.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, reroll.
Venkashali is going to quickly cast Sanctuary
Yay!
On
As a
himself.
reaction?
as a reaction. He's going to quickly, using his...
It's a creature.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
He'd have to use it on himself.
Oh, you're right. Never mind, he doesn't do that then.
Never mind, he's dying.
Unless if you'll let me activate my storm room.
You already rolled.
Yes. But I can also let everyone else roll with advantage.
You already rolled.
Yes.
So I will have to say no. Well, this is unfortunate.
Hey, I passed. I had a 17.
No, you got a 10.
No,
But he
Indomitable.
used
I had to
Indomitable.
re-roll
Oh.
and got a 17.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So you and Ben Kashale are the only ones who have passed. Give me a moment.
Unless if I can do anything with reaction, I don't think.
Hang on. There's a lot of dice required for this, so I'm gonna roll this on the board.
Oh no.
If it was a roll to hit, I could have used a reaction to let someone get missed, but it's
No, this is roll to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
sucks.
Alrighty, let's see what we come up with. Everyone, please take 39 damage. Piercing.
Even if we passed?
I think if you pass, you take half.
Correct.
Did I pass?
You pass. You still take half.
Okay. That's 20? I think? Or is it 19?
Typically round up when it comes to taking
20.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright. As the shards explode outwards, creating a sort of shotgun-like effect that shatters these crystals out towards all of you. They embed into your skin.
Oh, bloody fuck! Everyone together now. Here. Hey, let's get out of here.
You all
No, everyone huddle.
I'm pretty sure we were all in the same spot anyways.
Wall of stone. Okay. So you start
It allows me
creating-
to stack 10 slabs in any orientation I wish, as long as they're touching.
Okay, so you're making
I'm going to box us in.
You box yourselves in. You hear, as soon as this all begins, the stones shifting, the grinding of rock against rock, as the very structure begins to reorient itself back into its original positions. Let's see if I can make...
Let's see if I can kill you all this session.
No.
We're in the safety box.
We're in the panic box. No harm.
Technically, since we're on a stone floor, I can put 5 slabs to perfectly box us in, and then double layer that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
We have a foot of stone.
Let's see, is this the kind of vibe that I want? Hold on a second. Not for this. Get out of here.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I literally just saw it. Where is it? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. You know what? We'll just go with the good old-fashioned, the water begins to rush through. My question to you, Casey, here is, does this box also include the floor beneath you?
It's perfectly sealed onto the floor beneath us.
You hold fast. The ground begins to crack. Keeping the shape of the box that you made, because you have made the box from the stone of the chamber itself. You feel all of yourselves be jostled and thrusted through the waters as high tide finally begins to flood the space.
thought you said we had 5 hours.
I thought we did.
Redwood.
We were supposed to. The puzzle must have fucked with perception of some kind.
Or it triggered it as I stuffed the book into my winter clothes.
You all are bracing yourselves within this stone box. Venkashale goes, okay, I'm going to try something. It may work, it may not, and I apologize in advance if we all die. As he reaches into his bag.
We won't, you will.
Pulls out a Glock. Only one can survive.
Only one can survive. Reaches into his bag. You watch him pull out some sort of sphere, garnet in color, marble-like, with the various dark, like, sort of rings within it. And he holds it in his hand, and he puts it to his mouth and begins to whisper into it for a moment. It's in a language that you clearly don't understand as he begins to speak into it. The outline of the box, 3D, begins to... The box itself, the lines of it all begin to glow a red color. And he continues to whisper into it, and as he whispers into it, the box glows, and you guys feel yourselves still moving through and with the water. The waves force themselves, and the fact that this is hollow despite all of your weight inside of it, being shifted and moved and shunted into various directions with the rising tide. He continues to whisper into it, and then suddenly you feel as if the box has hit the top of something, and you bounce for a minute, jostled. He continues to whisper and whisper, chanting a little bit louder and louder. The box, the lines of them that are glowing red shift into odd symbols. Symbols that no one has, none of you have all seen before. The box thrusts up, hitting something hard, and you all feel yourself suddenly free moving in gravity. Your feet aren't touching any sort of floor beneath you. As you were all shunted through.
Jill just starts slowly spinning because he has no traction anymore.
Yeah, none of you have
Just-
traction right now. As you're all kind of like levitating in this box. Once again, the box makes impact with something hard. And when it does, the box shatters, but so does the crystal-like item that was acting as the sort of whole roof cover on top of this spherical chamber. You blast out of it, followed by a geyser of seawater flying through the air, free-falling, until the runes suddenly fly through, wrap around your bodies, and slow your fall. Shrub lands next to you, Redwood, kind of doing like that animal leg spread thing where she's just like, what happened? Tail outstretched, ears flat against the head.
She's receiving a message from the mothership. Just
I think we're all right.
Then Shale quickly shoves the sphere back into his bag and goes, "Is everyone all right? Is everyone okay?"
Devin holding tightly to the book on his chest, like, I think so.
Devin, how well protected is that book, may I ask?
I said I put it
his
in
clothes.
I put it in my winter clothes, and I'm currently holding my chest to keep it there.
Good, because you all suddenly get hit with a wave of seawater.
Guys, I got hit. It's just giant shard in Shell's shoulder. Guys,
The shards were small.
I got hit.
The shards were small.
Yes, but a large clump, like right here.
You did not.
So did everybody.
You did not take a massive clump. It was like a smattering. It wasn't like a big. It was like a bunch of small shards. But you say, guys, I got hit. You're all like, we all did. That damage that you guys took, get rid of it. You're back at full health.
Huh?
Illusion damage.
No?
Devin kind of just feeling on his face where he got hit. Shouldn't there be like blood and tiny pointy crystals in my skin?
Okay.
Helen,
Something.
you see the familiar figure of Helen running forward and goes, "Oh my god, you're alive. Okay.
Were you not expecting us to be alive?
Well,
You could have told us that.
I didn't. Oh. Okay, so
We solved the puzzle. The puzzle rejected us.
okay, I don't understand what happened in there.
So there was a puzzle of a shifting room. The room was a ball that were inside the ball with stories and glyphs all over the place. We pressed the buttons, the room shifted. We solved the puzzle to tell stories of the history. We know all the history now of everything pre-revision. There's some guy in the void. There's a dragon under a volcano on the ocean. I gotta make a boat.
What's a boat?
I
I wasn't paying attention to that part.
There were no
And then the
boats,
puzzle
by the
exploded.
way. Puzzle exploding. Okay. I don't.
Shards of crystal. High tide suddenly came in. We should have had multiple hours left.
What are you talking
And
about?
so. What do you mean?
You guys left before sunset, right?
Yes.
She asked this, and you look up.
It's still sunset.
It's still,
Is it?
It's still sunset.
It's
There's some fey fuckery going on. Alright.
But are you
Could
all, are you all right? Are you injured?
We
thought-
were and then we weren't. Magical bullshit.
I think Pedash may have answers.
Somebody better have answers. Because the only thing we learned is a big old history lesson that doesn't actually teach us anything.
Hey, but what about the guy who got into the void? I'm
Maybe.
pretty... Like, my theory is that's where the blight originated from. This guy got tossed into the void, whatever that is.
I don't know anything about that.
There's lots of hidden pieces of history that were written on that wall.
Aye, and now in this book, as I pull it out,
Oh,
Don't pull that book out.
I put the book back.
okay. You put the book back. Helen's like, what?
Okay.
You're all soaked. Come on, let's head back. You all head back. Tired, confused. Pieces have been revealed, but pieces are also still missing. And that is where we shall end today's episode. Thank you everybody so much for joining us. We hope you had a fantastic time watching them do this. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Ah.